Hi everyone, Miss Knittycat here, and in this first of my series of lace knitting stitches, I'm going to show you how to knit a mesh lace stitch. This is a very easy stitch to knit up. It's at the beginner level, so you really don't need to know a whole lot of complex knitting to be able to do this knit, and it provides a fabric that's just beautiful and sort of open and airy, and it works great for projects where you're looking for sort of an open feel and not too dense of a fabric. So for light scarves or like this cowl that I've made here using two colors. I haven't blocked this one yet, which is why it's curling on either side, but once you block it, the fabric lays nice and flat, and it's just really beautiful and very simple. So let me show you how. For this demonstration, I'm just using regular acrylic yarn and two double-pointed needles, size 9. Depending on your project, you will use whatever needles your project calls for, and the yarn. So what I've done here is I've knit 12 stitches using the knitted cast-on technique, and I've just done a couple rows of knit all the way across just to get myself set up. And again, this is just for the purposes of the demonstration. You'll be doing whatever your pattern calls for, the one that uses the mesh lace. Now this pattern is knit over a multiple of 2 stitches, so you do have to have an even number of stitches for doing this pattern, and it's a total of 4 row repeats, and I've provided the pattern in the description field below. Note that this is not my own design pattern, it's just a pattern that's around. So the very first row, the first stitch, you're just gonna do a knit, and then you do knit 2 together and yarn over. So to knit 2 together, you take in the next 2 stitches, insert your needle through the front loops of both stitches and knit, then drop both stitches off. Okay, so that's knit 2 together. You've taken 2 stitches from the left needle and you brought it down to just 1 stitch on the right. The next stitch is to yarn over, which means you take the yarn and you wrap it around your right needle. Okay, and then that's all you're going to keep doing all the way to the end, just to the last stitch. Okay, so knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over. So we knit 2 together and yarn over, knit 2 together and yarn over, and just keep doing that. So it doesn't matter how many stitches your pattern calls for with this stitch, you'll keep doing this all the way to the last stitch. The last stitch you're just going to knit, but remember, knit 2 together, yarn over, so don't forget that yarn over in that first row, and then knit. Turn your work. The next row is just purl all the way across, but what I do like to do, especially when I'm first getting started with this stitch, is that at the end of the first row you should end up with the same number of stitches that you started. So it helps to just do a quick count to see if you have the right number of stitches, and I just quickly counted. I do have 12, so I'm good. This way I know that I didn't forget a yarn over somewhere. And then insert your needle. The next row is just purl all the way across. In fact, this row, row 2, and every alternate row after that, so row 2, row 4, row 6, row 8, and all the way to the end, it's just purl. That's what makes this pattern so easy, that 2 of the 4 rows that you repeat are all purl. And the one thing to watch for when you're doing this purl row is that yarn over stitch that you had done in the previous row, it tends to sit a little bit looser on the left needle, and it's easy to just accidentally drop that stitch. Okay, so just pay close attention to that one as you get to that next every other stitch. And if it does drop, so for instance here, if I do accidentally drop it and it gets dropped, don't worry, it hasn't gone anywhere, it's sitting right there. So all you have to do is just insert your needle back in there and pick it up. Okay, and purl all the way to the end. So that was row 2, and you can start to see the little holes forming in the pattern. Now row 3 is pretty similar to what we did for row 1, except you are flipping the 2 stitches that we did. So the very first stitch is a knit, And instead of doing knit 2 together, yarn over, you're doing the opposite. So you're going to do yarn over and then knit 2 together. So you're going to pick up those 2 stitches, insert your needle there and knit and drop. Okay, so yarn over, knit 2 together. And you're just going to keep repeating that until the very last stitch. Yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together. And one more time. Yarn over, knit 2 together. Let me do that one more time. Okay. Now remember, no yarn over again at the end, because our stitch was yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together. So we're done. And then here's the last stitch. And then the last row, you're again going to come back and purl all the way through. And as you keep doing that, you'll end up with a fabric that looks like this. Okay? And as you can see, just very nice, very open, very airy, and there's your mesh lace stitch. I hope you give this stitch a try. If you'd like to see more knitting videos or crochet videos, please subscribe to my channel, Knittycat's Knits. And if you have ideas, suggestions, or would like to see more videos or specific videos, please leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. Happy knitting!